Hey everyone, it's Karin here from Arden Cove. Now we get a lot of questions about how to best clean our bags. So today I wanted to test out 5 really highly rated stain remover / cleaner products to figure out which one is the best on our bags. And for our example today, I have wrestled up the dirtiest looking bag ever. It has some dirt, it has some jean stains on the back, which is pretty common. With any light colored bag, any sort of dirt really shows up on it. That's a pretty common problem with a light colored bag. So I wanted to figure out if you get it a little bit dirty, like this one is here, what is the best way to clean it? So the different products I've picked up here, I have the Woolite Carpet and Upholstery Cleaner. This one is the Shout Advanced Laundry Stain Remover, a Oxiclean Maxforce Laundry Stain Remover, a Tide to Go pen, a Mr.Clean Magic Eraser, as well as the Chlorox Oxy Magic Multi-Purpose Stain Remover. So let's go ahead and test these out. So I'm gonna definitely test this out on the back of the bag because it looks pretty dirty. It looks like there's some staining from someone's pants, like their jean dye is rubbed off onto it. And that's a pretty common problem on a light colored purse. So here I have all of the different cleaners applied to the bag, and now we're waiting for a couple minutes for it to sit, and then I'm going to rinse it off. So on this corner here, I have the Woolite Carpet and Upholstery. So the way this one works is that you squeeze the little trigger and some foam will come out right there. And then you just rub it in. As you can see, it foams up, and then you rub it in and you let it sit for a little bit. Right here we have the Shout Advanced Stain Remover, and this one is similar, where you squeeze it and a little bit of gel will come out. Rub it in. On this corner right here, we have the Oxiclean Maxforce Laundry Stain Remover. This one you just spray it on, and then I did rub it in a little bit with a little scrubber like this one. And then I'm gonna let that sit on that corner. On this corner, I used a Mr.Clean Magic Eraser, and this you just wet it up and use it like a sponge. As you can see, you can definitely still see the stain here. This one I think is supposed to be one of the more immediate results, so I don't see too much happening here, though you can definitely tell some of it came off because the eraser is a little bit dirty. I don't think it has given very dramatic results here. On this side here, we used the Tide to Go pen. This one you press down for it to release some liquids, and then you can sort of rub it in with the marker tip. And again, this one should be a little bit more immediate, but I don't see too much coming off. I do think that out of the different stains, a jean stain is one of the more difficult ones. As you can see, it's lifting right there, but I am working at it quite a bit here. So this definitely works. I think if you have a smaller area you're dealing with, that is a little bit better, but if you're gonna be sitting here rubbing the same spot for a little bit, that's just not as ideal, but it definitely works. The last spot we have on the back here, because I ran out of dirty spots on the back, is the bottom, which I put the Chlorox Oxy Magic. And this one, similarly, I sprayed and then I rubbed it a little bit in, and I'm gonna let it sit for a couple minutes before rinsing it off. So a couple minutes have gone by, and as you can see, it's not too noticeably different. I do see the Tide to Go pen has broken up some of the dye pigment here, so I think if I rinse it off, some more of it will come off. And then the rest of them, I'm just gonna take a look and see if any of it comes off in the sink. So I'm gonna go ahead and rinse this off and be right back. So I've come back with the bag. I washed it in the sink with some water, a little bit of scrubbing with a little scrubber thing, and then I wiped it off with a dry towel. I do recommend drying it off and not letting it soak, just because while the nylon is waterproof, it is just a little bit better to dry it off when you can. So as you can see from the marks, there isn't too much of a difference in these three here. The Oxiclean was here, the Woolite was here, as well as the magic eraser. So those don't seem to be too much better. It might be slightly lighter, but it's not a very dramatic difference. Where we really see a difference is these two here. So this one on the bottom was the Tide to Go pen right here. So that's a very noticeable square right there, as well as this one right here. This is a patch made by the Shout Advanced Ultra Concentrated Gel. Between these two, I think this one is better just because it is a little bit easier. This one is just such a small little marker that you'll be sitting there scrubbing, especially if your whole bag is as dirty as this. You'll be scrubbing for a really, really long time. So I'm gonna go ahead and clean up the rest of the bag with this and see what we end up with. I'm also kind of curious to see if I let it sit for a little bit longer. I didn't time how long I let it sit last time, so this time I'm going to let it sit even longer and see if I can get out these last bits of the stain too, because jean stains are definitely the hardest, but they're most common on light colored purses. So if I can even lighten it a little bit more, that would be really cool to see if we can do that. I'm going to also go ahead and clean up the top of the bag, which has a lot of dirt stains, and the front of the bag, and see how good we can get it. I don't know if I should be wearing gloves right now, but I've already started. I would definitely stay away from the logo just because this gold will probably scrub away. And I'm also staying away from the microfiber faux leather just because the cleaner is better for the nylon, and also the leather you can just wipe off with some water and clean it up that way. Oh, I don't know if I forgot if I showed you guys, but the bottom was the Chlorox Oxy Magic. That didn't seem to clean too much either. So I'm just gonna go ahead and clean it with the Shout. Okay, I've gone ahead and scrubbed the whole bag. I'm gonna let it sit for a couple more minutes and then rinse it off and see how it looks. Okay, I am back with the bag. So what I did was use the Shout Advanced Laundry Stain Remover all over this area, and you can see the before and after. I let it sit for definitely more than the 5 minutes it recommended, and then I think probably like 10-20 minutes, and then I rinsed it off and dried it off. And as you can see, the stain is so much better. You can definitely still see some of it. So I think maybe with another pass with the Shout, or even going over some of the smaller spots with the Tide to Go pen, will pretty much clean it up. So I'm pretty happy with the results. I think out of the 5 that we tried today, the Shout is my #1 recommendation just because it's so easy to clean a large area with this. The Tide to Go pen does work and it doesn't bleach the color of the nylon, which is good. In fact, none of the ones that we tried today actually discolored the bag, so that's really good. But the Tide to Go pen is a much smaller tip, so if you're spot cleaning, it's really good. Maybe if you go through with this and there's a little bit of things left over, like these spots here, you can go over it with a pen. But overall, that is my recommendation of what to use to clean your Arden Cove bag. So I hope this video was useful if you are trying to clean your bag or you're concerned about a cream bag getting dirty, because it's definitely a concern we all have. And I hope this was useful. Let me know in a comment down below if you have any other products that you want me to try, because obviously some work better than others, so I'm happy to be the one to buy these products and test them out for you. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!